tell me how your exit
Yeah.
changed your relationships with other people and how you choose people to surround yourself.
Ooh. So I think that when we sewed, I had this 4 stages of post-exit emotion. The first one was actually more of a, oh my God, I can't believe this has happened. So I remember the next day after the sale, I went to Sainsbury's or like Tesco, and I just kept thinking, Jesus Christ, I'm like, what the heck? This is so amazing. I cannot believe this is me. And then the next period is actually the period where you go, oh my God, my whole life has changed, but everything else around me and everyone else is just going about their life as normal. So I do remember probably about 2 weeks afterwards, I was in a supermarket and I was like, guys, come on, like, someone start singing for me, guys, like start singing, right?
And no one cares.
No one cares. No one knows, all right? Because our exit was quite publicized, right? It was in a bunch of newspapers, etc. So what I do remember is actually on the day that we sold, when I was walking back from the office and I was playing Frank Sinatra, My Way. And I was just like dancing on the street and like I was crying as well. And the reason I was crying was because I had some like family issues that we'll talk about later on, where I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. So the first stage is, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. The second stage is, guys, this has happened. Why hasn't everything kind of changed? But actually the world has stayed the same. The third thing that then happens is when you realize, and this is purely monetarily, when you realize that things that you thought were expensive were not expensive anymore. So you like adjust to your new normal. So for example, it took me a very long time to actually spend any money after the exit. Like took me a very long time. And at some point I kind of broke through that and I thought, like, dude, enjoy yourself a bit, right? So we ended up going to Bali. We did like first class flights to Bali, the best hotels and all of that stuff, just to get used to the idea of, okay, you've enjoyed yourself and you've lived this life. And then the fourth stage is saying, okay, now that this is my quote unquote new life, how do I now live it going into the future? So you go from, oh my God, I can't believe this happened to me, to, guys, this happened to me, why hasn't everybody singing for me, to how do I adjust to the money that I have now, and emotionally, how do I do that? And then the fourth thing is, okay, now I've adjusted, what now are you going to do next? How now are you going to shape your future? So those were the emotions that I went through. And all through the different parts of that, I think the people I was with, I wouldn't say anyone treated me differently. I'd say that it made some family things a bit odd, right? Because I never shared the number. You can kind of deduce, I think, the time to an article on it or something like that. But, you know, some family members thought, you know, I had 100 million. And it's like, well, no, right? And so because of that, there's all that dynamics. But the main thing is like those 4 waves were definitely something that I felt.
Did you get requests for money from family members or close friends?
Yes, I did. But also, I think I was very aware that will happen. In fact, before we sold, I spoke to a few friends who had also sold their companies. And they told me that there are a number of things that would happen that you just have to be very comfortable with. Number 1, never loan money out to a family or friend. Just give them the money. Number 2, families would always think that you have way more money than you actually do. And you just have to keep quiet about it. And then number 3, make sure that you buy yourself a really interesting gift to commemorate. Those were the 3 things that he said. And it took me a while to internalize those, but I did all 3.
So it never caused you any significant issues?
No.